Pledge of Allegiance, and then we would ask you to remain standing for a moment of silence. Mr. Vanasco, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Could you call the roll, please, Vanessa?
Commissioner Kennedy?
Here.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here. We do have a quorum. It takes two of us to be able to vote, and we have that quorum today. Right now, there are no members of the public. We have a couple of our department heads with us, but nobody from the public. But should someone come in, let me make it known for the record that we set aside 2 times for public comment, one in a few moments and then one before we adjourn. Anybody from the public can speak both times, one of the 2 times, if they're just here to watch, that's also fine. We ask that the comments be related to county government matters and that you try to limit your time to about 5 minutes or so, if you could, please. We also set aside time for row officer reports and comments in case any row officer wishes to join us, but today I'm sure they're all hard at work in their respective offices. I'll open it up for public comment. Our gentlemen who are here, staff, you're also public in case you have any comments you wish to make. If not, we'll proceed to fiscal and contractual. We have 2 warrant registers given to us by the Controller's Office, also known as check reconciliation registers. They are dated April 21 and April 23. And I'll give Mr. Kennedy whatever time he might need to have to look them over.
I'll make a motion to accept the warrant registers.
And I will second your motion. Commissioner Kennedy, any questions or concerns? Thank you. We'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. The minutes of the April 22 meeting are in our packet as well. And once again, Dan, take whatever time you need to look them over.
I'm good. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from April 22nd.
I thank you, and I will second your motion. And if there are no concerns or questions, Vanessa, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Under written communications, we have received 2 documents from Americoal Aggregates. These are notifying us of their annual blast notice publication for 2 areas in which the company has undertaken mining operations. The first is at the Welsh Quarry in Wayne Township, which is this quarry is near State Route 288 and Jockey Moor Road. And they are giving us the blasting notifications. The second site is in Shenango Township, and it is in the vicinity of Union Valley Road in the township of Shenango. So these 2 documents have been provided to us. Dan, would you care to make a motion to accept them?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second your motion. Any questions or concerns, Dan? Okay, we'll take a roll call to accept them, please.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Next, we get down to commissioner reports and comments. And today, Mr. Kennedy, you get to go first.
I'll run it off real quick here. First off, we were at the United Way's 100th anniversary breakfast last Friday. Congratulations on that. We were just glad to be there. Second thing, is I was at SPC yesterday afternoon. We had a long, pretty good meeting. Went over some of the manufacturing things coming to the area here. Number one thing was the Indiana County data center and power plants that we put in. We talked about that quite extensively. And then we had people from Indiana University of Pennsylvania who's starting a medical program at that university, and the people that are doing it were there to talk to us about it. And that'll benefit the whole western Pennsylvania, if not the whole state of Pennsylvania and beyond. their focus, the big thing is on rural hospitals. And it's a nice presentation. If we have any questions or that, I got some people we can contact. Third thing was this morning, you and I went out to the Lawrence County Career Technical Center, and the Lawrence Mercer Manufacturers Coalition was having a get-together, their first one. It was ran by Anna Berenstein. I'll get it wrong, I always do. Berenfeld, that's it. Yes, sorry about that, Anna. Great young lady leading that coalition. Her dad was there to support her, but he's a great man too. Over 80 people there. A nice turnout, and it looks good for Mercer County Commissioner Ann Coleman was there with us, Park Wettley, and Michelle Brooksville was there with us. It was a nice turnout. So that's all I have.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. And I would echo everything you had to say about the meetings that we both attended. Last Wednesday, you had a previous engagement here in the community. And so I represented the Board of Commissioners at the quarterly meeting of the Northwest County Commissioners Association. And we met up in Elk County, specifically in the borough of Johnsonburg, and heard from a number of speakers, but particularly a couple of deputy secretaries from Pennsylvania Department of Human Services gave us some updates on some of their programs, and gave me an opportunity, as it always does, to interact with commissioners from other counties throughout the northwestern region. So it was about a 2-hour drive, but it was well worth it because it was a good program and always good to see the other commissioners. So Dan, thank you again for your updates. That takes us to new business, and we have Scott Baldwin from he's the director of our mental health and developmental services office. Good morning, Scott. What number do we start with, Vanessa?
85.
85. Now, it looks as though what you're proposing today are 4 different resolutions that deal with amendments to existing contracts. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Mr. Kennedy, would you mind if, as we'll have 85, 86, 87, and 88, would you mind if we allow Scott to talk about all 4 of them, and then I could take a blanket motion to cover all 4?
That's fine.
Okay, thank you so much. So we'll start with the first one. Scott, this one involves a local organization known as Patches Place. Could you give us some information, please?
Yeah, so Dan, all 4 of these, as you had mentioned, are current contracts for this fiscal year that run from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. And as we get towards the end of our fiscal year and we have dollars that haven't been spent, we'd like to reallocate those and sort of reinvest them into our providers. So Patches Place is up on the old west side of the elementary school. Historically, when they needed furniture and different items, they received donations from businesses, and their furniture is in dire need of upgrades, just what the clients use it when they do on a daily basis. So they haven't received a lot of donations lately, so we're going to help upgrade just the chairs and tables and some of the things that they use there with some of these additional dollars. But also, they serve food and purchase supplies for folks, and that stuff's expensive now. So I think they're just a little bit little overspent on some of those. So we're helping offset some of the purchases on that. So the original contract amount was $537,100. We're looking to increase that $50,000 to bring their new budget up to $587,100.
The vast majority of these funds, if not the entire amount, but at least the vast majority, are state dollars. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is all, I'm sorry, you're right, Dan. This is all Human Services Block Grant Fund, which comes from the state and federal government. That's part of our county block grant.
Thank you.
So these are no additional costs to the taxpayer.
And I'll see if Mr. Kennedy has any questions on the first one. Thank you both, gentlemen. Number 86.
So Northview Estates, this is a personal care home in Newcastle. They had received believe, 3 additional folks that we sort of weren't accounted for. There was a personal care home out in Shenango that closed, and a few residents had to be relocated to Northview, which we weren't really planning for. So it increased our budget for them by $10,000. So we're looking to increase that original budget amount of $50,000 up to $60,000 to sort of make it.
Help me with one thing on that. Anytime I hear the term Northview Estates, why do I think do they have a facility in Elwood City also?
They had several. There was an ownership of, they had Rhodes Estates that had closed. so-
Okay. Maybe I'm getting my two organizations mixed up.
Yeah.
I thought the old Elwood City
The old
Hospital,
hospital.
up on the, what they call Hospital Hill, was called Northview Estates, but might be two different things that we're thinking of,
Yeah,
or that I'm thinking of.
It's a nursing home down on Old Hospital.
Okay, so I am right about that, but this would be the one here in the lower North Hill, most likely. Okay, thank you, Scott, thanks, Chad. Dan, questions? Okay, thank you. Is that all you need on number 86, Scott?
Yep.
Okay, proposed resolution 87.
Yeah, so this is Children's Advocacy Center. This is just an increase for them. There was a few trainings that they did that we were able to help them with. But again, I just think the need for their services is higher than anticipated. So we were glad to help them out with some costs. They also are 100% grant funded. And sometimes those grants, they don't get approved. So just to sort of help them sort of maintain their processes, we're increasing their budget amount originally from $70,000 to go up to $95,000. So $25,000.
Thank you for that. I'll see if Mr. Kennedy has any thoughts or concerns. And then finally, number 88.
Yeah, so PsychMed Associates. So Dr. Mata is their medical director there, and Dr. Mata has done a lot of trainings for us this year. He's actually helped a really large social media and mental health. We're getting ready to sort of launch a public awareness on social media and how it impacts your mental health. We've done several trainings this year. We're actually having another one come up in June. As those trainings are, you have to get venues and provide food and do all that. So, but they're great trainings. So Dr. Matt has done several of those for us this year. Also works with us for the courts, evaluations at the jail. So that budget amount has gone up more than we anticipated. So the original dollar amount was $125,000. We're looking to increase it to $140,000.
We appreciate you bringing this final one to our attention as well, and I'll ask Mr. Kennedy if he has any questions. Okay. Scott, thank you for your usual thoroughness. And if there are no other questions, Dan, would you be willing to make a motion to approve all 4 of these resolutions?
I'll make that motion.
And I will second it. If there are no other final concerns, Vanessa, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Scott, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You take care, sir.
Thanks, Scott.
Next on the agenda, we have an item from our Public Safety Department, and Chad Strobel, our director, is with us. And Chad, we appreciate your stopping by. Looks as though we have a change order for an existing agreement with the ICORS, the Inter-County Regional Radio System that we share with a number of other counties in Western Pennsylvania. This is proposed resolution 89, and can you fill us in on the details?
Yes, we did a change order, trying to see when it was. Looks like everything was approved back in February of this year. Since then, they have ended support on the original cybersecurity platform we're using for the radio system. The new cybersecurity system that they will be installing into our radio system will add over 8 years. Yeah, this is 8 years total, split up between 11 counties, $2,051,840. So that they get a split up between 11 different counties and over 8 year time span. So it works out to be, for us to be around like 25, 26,000, somewhere in there, depending on how that exact ratio works out, a year increase. That funding would come from our 84% funding from the state and 15% funding for enhancement projects that were already applied for. So it won't be any effect on the general fund for the county. This will come out of our existing state funding to operate the 911 system. So this will lock us in through December 31st, 2033, and part of our service enhancements and our system upgrade agreements. So that'll get us squared away so we can get this paperwork in. We've been working on this for 2 years, trying to deal with them and get things ironed out with Motorola to where we're supposed to be. It should have been the 10-year, it should have been done in 23, but we've been working on it, trying to get the most bang for our buck out of the system. So this is kind of our final deal, and we'll be locked in for a 8-year service agreement.
Are the counties listed, is that also considered Region 13, or is this a different group of counties?
They're all in Region 13. That's not all of the Region 13 counties.
I see.
We've recently added Mercer County into the I-Core system. We're also adding Allegheny County into the I-Core system. It was 9 counties originally. Now we're up to 11 counties to share the costs and the benefits from the radio system. But there's 14 total counties in Region 13, and the city of Pittsburgh is kind of a standalone entity.
Off the top of your head, if you don't know this, don't worry about it, but who are the couple counties that are not included in this particular proposal, if you know?
Double check here. Should be Greene County. I don't think Washington County is in there as of yet. They're getting a new radio system.
They're Washington is listed.
Okay, so they're coming on.
Green is not.
Right, Greene County, let's see my agreements here.
I don't see Fayette. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't
Fayettte's involved.
see Beaver.
No, they are not part of,
Okay.
they're operating on their own standalone radio system.
But they're part of Region 13, though, aren't they?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. No, you've certainly answered my question. This is very, very thorough, and I appreciate the resolution itself goes into a great amount of detail. Mr. Kennedy, do you have questions for Mr. Strobel?
no, not at all.
And Chad, obviously, you're recommending that we give this approval.
Yes, yeah, that would cover us. I mean, cybersecurity is one of our bigger threats right now. We've had multiple counties around us, knock on wood, that got affected by some type of cyber attack. 911 centers across the Commonwealth in the country. So without a radio system, there's not much we can do. So this is unfortunately a necessary evil.
Well, and the sooner we act on it, the better, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Mr. Kennedy, would you care to make a motion for Resolution 89?
I'll make that.
I will second it and see if you have any final questions on Chad. Okay, thank you. Vanessa, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thanks, Vanessa. Chad, always a pleasure to see you.
You received my email yesterday from Mercer County. Yeah, so we can talk about it later.
I did. I'll be honest with you, I don't believe I opened the attachment.
That's right.
It involved Mr. Genetti. I saw his name.
They're gonna go on board as a fiduciary for the project, so everything's gonna kind of run through that way. Just the finances for the study. So
This is the study for the potential,
we have a preliminary approval to move forward to find a consultant to do the study. So nothing other than that, there's no action or business needed now, but just give you a heads up. It was approved and
oh, good.
gonna move forward.
Did you get a copy of
I
that?
did.
Okay, good, okay. Yeah, my apologies. I got the email, I read it, but I didn't open the attachment.
Yeah, no problem.
I will.
Keep us apprised on that, so
Okay.
it's moving.
Good. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Well, Chad, as always, stay safe.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks for your
Thanks for
time.
keeping us informed on our weather conditions.
Yeah, we're gonna see this. Keep pushing it back. Hopefully they push it back to not happen, so.
He needs to know so he can cut his grass. That's very important.
Um, Didn't need me here, I had Motorola coming up.
If you have to go, go.
Go.
Yeah, I got Motorola coming up in about a half hour for another meeting.
I think we're fine, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a grant for receipt.
No, I don't need you. Unless Dan or Joe need to
No.
stay.
Good.
Okay.
All right, we'll get it done. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Chad. Resolution 90 comes from our
Yeah.
central court, and Linda Abraham is with us. Good morning.
Good morning,
Please have a
gentlemen.
seat. Welcome.
Thanks. I didn't
Hope you're
think I
doing
would
well.
be here again quite so quickly.
Oh, we
Twice in 1 month.
always enjoy your welcome here every meeting. We have a proposal involving a lease agreement pertaining to copiers. Help me though, if you would, Linda, on our printed agenda, it says the agreements with Direct Image, but on the resolution, it says with, I may mispronounce it, Delage Lambda?
Yes. What it is, Commissioner, is we, through Direct Image, this is the leasing company that they
I
utilize.
see.
So that is why the copiers actually came from Direct Image, but it's the leasing company that they have been doing business with for many years. This is what they informed me of.
And I probably butchered the pronunciation. What's it?
You probably did quite well.
Oh,
Delage Landon?
Delage Lambda. Okay.
I'm pronouncing it correctly.
That sounds good to me.
The copiers, gentlemen, were obsolete. We, in fact, at Central Court couldn't use the first trade because they were unable to get the parts to replace it. So all of the copiers that the MDJs have been using, as well as Central Court, were many years old and obsolete, and that is why the request for the new copiers under the leasing agreement.
Understood, and I assume from a budgetary standpoint, we're
Yes.
okay, right?
I'm well aware of
Okay.
We did, in error, each of the offices did requisition this information. We thought it could be done as a requisition, unbeknownst to us that we had to have it as a resolution. So the money is available in each of the accounts.
Sure. Well, that's certainly fine by me, and, it's amazing, I remember 25 years ago with the expansion of the internet and computers, and people said we live in a paperless society. Not true. Probably producing more than, Debbie, you would appreciate this, we're probably pumping out more paper now than we ever have. Mr. Kennedy, do you have questions for?
We don't have any problem with paper on this. Just stacked everywhere. so.
It is.
It's interesting that I mentioned, before you came here, I mentioned I was at a meeting last week in Elk County, specifically the borough of Johnsonburg, which is north of Ridgeway, and they call it Paper City because they manufacture paper in the borough of Johnsonburg. And you can see the facilities, and of course it takes wood to make paper, as you well know, and the smell in that town, it's pervasive, this odor. And they've made an interesting, one of the Elk County commissioners shared a little bit of trivia that all the Harry Potter books that have been printed, the paper for those books comes from Johnsonburg, Pennsylvania. So a little trivia for you.
The people in that town call that's the smell of money.
That's right. I mean, people are working. Yeah, exactly. I didn't mean to digress.
No, we're,
Which I tend to do a lot.
that's okay.
Well, I may have asked, do you have questions?
No, not at all.
Okay, and Joe, you're comfortable with this?
Yes.
Anything else for us on this one?
No, thank you.
May I have a motion for resolution 90?
I'll make that motion.
I will second the motion and we'll ask for a roll call.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Always good to see you, Linda.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Hopefully I will be back.
You're always welcome. You know that. We enjoy your
Thank you so
company.
much, gentlemen. Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Have a good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. We have and Joe referenced it, we have a budget amendment, which would be resolution 91.
92.
Oh.
I'm sorry. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
91?
91. I
Okay.
messed up.
That's all right. This comes from the Public Safety Department. We received a grant for the pre-disaster mitigation fund in the amount of $29,250. And the department is requesting, the Public Safety Department is requesting that we earmark that for their a pre-disaster mitigation general expense fund account line item in the same amount, $29,250. You're okay with all this?
Yes, yes.
Dan, any concerns? Would you wish to make a motion?
I'll make a motion for resolution 91.
I will second Mr. Kennedy's motion, and if there are no other concerns, we'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 92. This is also a transfer that we're looking at from the planning office. And they are asking for an amount of $30,411.42 to come from their capital expenditure contingency line item into contracted services. I think I'm reading that
That's
right.
correct.
Okay, thank you. And this is for invoices that have come in for maintenance of our county parks and boat launches. That'll actually cover through the month of June. Joe, anything else on this one?
No, part of that's just our Marcellus legacy account comes in June or the 1st of July, typically.
Right,
So
We have
up
to-
until that point, stuff.
we gotta cover those.
Trees cut.
I was on the Stavish Bike Trail about a week and a half ago, and it looked as though it had already been mowed at least once, so it looked pretty good shape. So, Dan, do you have any concerns about this transfer
No, no.
request? Would you care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion for resolution 92.
And I will second Mr. Kennedy's motion and ask for a roll call.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And then we have 3 other transfer requests, and Dan, if you don't mind, I'll just read them into the record. If you're so willing, we can take one motion to cover them.
Yes.
I thank you. The jail is asking for a transfer of $4,500 coming from their IRP grant line item into their IRP materials and supply line item. Secondly, the voters office, actually, it's all on one page, but 2 requests. Voters is asking for a $14,328.06 transfer from capital expenditure contingency into voters' major equipment. And then they're also asking, again, from capital expenditures contingency, $30,872 into voters' minor equipment. The total amount of the transfer is $45,200.06. And the footnote reads that this will cover these expenses, but we anticipate that state grant money will be coming in. Is that
Yes,
your understanding?
That is correct.
Okay, kind of like the previous one. We've got some
Yeah,
money that's
Yeah,
Expected.
and at the end of the day, the presidential election, this past presidential election, and the recount, we spent a little more out of the grant than we typically do.
but there is.
But there will be the grant coming.
Okay, this takes care of things for the time being. Thanks, Joe. Dan, do you have any concerns?
Joe, did we get any money from the state for the recount at all?
Yeah, but, I don't wanna put a number, Tim would probably be able to put a better number, I think it was only maybe somewhere between $7,000 and $9,000, which we had more cost, to be honest, than that.
Yeah, we were further ahead than most.
Yeah. So they do pay for certain aspects of it, that, as you guys know, especially this presidential election, we had a lot of staff.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we do. All righty. I lost my train of thought. Do I need a roll call, or do we take care of that, Vanessa?
We need a roll call.
We do on the 3 transfers, right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay, so we need a motion first, don't we?
correct.
Mr.
I'll
Kennedy?
make that motion.
Okay, thank you, Dan. And I will second it, and I apologize for losing my track there. If there are no other questions or concern, we have a motion second. We'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thanks, Vanessa. A few announcements. Due to some of our work schedules, we will not be holding, there will not be a commissioners meeting next Tuesday, May 6th. This board will reconvene in 2 weeks, Tuesday, May 13 at 10 a.m. in this room. Obviously, if the need would arise, if we had to have a special meeting, we can always do so. I should also note, though, that on May 20, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's 3 weeks from today. That's election day. That's really coming up. We will not have a commissioners meeting on May 20. That's a tradition here. The courthouse is open, but the Board of Commissioners generally doesn't meet on election day. So we will not be meeting then. As of right now, the Lawrence County Planning Commission is scheduled to meet on Wednesday, May 14, at 12 noon at the Wilmington Township Building on Wilson Mill Road in Wilmington Township. Amy McKinney will let us know whether or not that meeting will actually take place. They generally wait to see if they have agenda items that necessitate that meeting. And I think their deadline is tomorrow for that. So we'll let you know whether or not the Planning Commission is meeting. Let me see if there are public comments. Debbie is in the room, and I have your packet for you, Debbie. Any concerns or questions? Okay, thank you. Closing comments, Mr. Kennedy, anything on your end?
Nothing.
All right, thank you, sir. And then Joe and Vanessa, anything we've overlooked?
That's it.
All right, well, thank you both for all the work you do putting everything together for us. And if there are no other matters of business to be brought before the board, may I please have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I will second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. Meeting is adjourned. And you want to turn off that? Okay, thanks, everybody. How you doing, Debbie?
Okay, how are you?
Oh, pretty good, thank you.